Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Assyria. It's part of the Shattered Realms series, and as you can see, well, it started to look more organized in some parts of the world, except on the more messier places, whether if it's in Europe, India, Tibet, the Eurasian steppe, but some kingdoms have been formed, including Swithield, which so far as geography is concerned, looks like it's the largest of the kingdoms. Or it's Bohemia, that's a Central European. I was about to say powerhouse, but I think that's an understatement. Iceland is what on earth? Apparently, this Irishman became the Coggin. How did he become that? 3 years ago. It doesn't appear that, unless there was an uprising. Yes, may have been a peasant revolt, and then they rose up and made the Prince Archbishop of Iceland, a tributary of this cognate, if that's appropriate, an Irish cognate in Iceland. Yes. I guess this is what happens when you don't have other holdings up in Iceland that are not conquered by the Norse. They turn nomadic. Well, anyways, meanwhile, in Western Asia, well, now, the real story. Ashur, the king of Assyria and Babylonia, in which we're still trying to grab the remaining parts of Basra. But now there's trouble brewing, and it's not the Zoroastrians, but rather it's Anatolia, which, just based on that amount of territory that it holds, one would think that in ancient Assyrian memory, the Anatolians, which are ran by Greeks, the Anatolians might as well be the reincarnation of the Hittite Empire from the Bronze Age. And heck, they're even at war with the Greeks, who are Hellenic. That's correct. The Do of Achaia is Hellenic pagan. So in other words, if he were to control these two parts here, or even there, and even Rome, I mean, I doubt it has a chance to survive and prosper. But he is a member of the Round Table, and one would think one of his commanders could be members of the, he says it is clear that the war that this ruler is fighting is against the will of the gods. So, yeah, whatever that Jupiter says for him, or Zeus, or whoever is up there, then, yeah, you're in deep, deep, deep trouble. But soon, we're going to have to put a stop to Anatolia, because it continues to grow, and will continue to grow if we don't do something about their events spawned troops that they have. Which now we're going to have to start looking for allies, because I have many children and I think it's about time to do so. So, Thrace will be the first. How about one of my bastard children? It'll say yes. Again, non-aggression pacts and then alliance later. And obviously we cannot ally these guys because they view us as infidels. Same thing for the Slavic pagans of Bulgaria. This would have been a nice ally to have, but the Serbs have already are busy with their war, so you can't do that. Ragusa is a little far-fetched. Who else? maybe Armenia, but so let me see on your succession. Married. Married. And hasn't been betrothed yet. Okay. Political concerns, that's good. So we'll have Armenia, which at least are at peace with the Zoroastrians, which means the Armenians will back us up. What about Kartli, which is not yet Kingdom of Georgia? What dynasty? Holy crap! They're not at war with anybody, are they? Upper Burgundy. Intervening with their fellow Slavic brothers. It's too bad we can never ally with these guys. But this could be a potential ally, because you can ally with the nomads. So one would think that... I know he's fighting a defensive war, but... Matrilineal marriage. That's why they're all in this together. He'll say no, it's too young. And I guess probably not Crimea, although it'll most likely be threatened by other powers. They do have a good horde. If they can manage to get them horses moving and into the northern front. Okay. Guess we found another ally. What about the other bastard child? Alright, allied with Crimea. Okay, how about down south, which obviously you cannot ally with Muslims because they don't like us. But Egypt is too chaotic. So allying with them is highly unlikely. Cyprus is part of Anatolia, unfortunately. While Athens has got their hands full. Oh boy. I'm just shaking my head. Or even just be nuts about it, but unfortunately we cannot ally with Zoroastrians because they're too busy with their wars. I mean, yes, we can marry Zoroastrians because we're Nestorian, but I think they would be an unreliable ally because they're constantly at war, and they often make their children marry each other. So it's hard to find good Zoroastrian brides. See what I mean? Well, there's one, but he's from Tabaristan. So I mean, they're all fighting each other. He's too far off. I'll put that one as a maybe. Still something. What about the Avars? Even though they would also be constantly at war. As I say, Europe's too chaotic. Even though closer allies, I mean, we can have that, but the problem is nowhere. And the other problem is, well, I want that territory. Which matter of fact, speaking of territory, I was thinking about Tel Bashir, but no, Palmyra. That's going to be the potential piece of territory that we will have to take over from the Anatolians. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of children. Member of the Sandpit, which is the Fighters Guild for African, Arabic, and Iranian cultures. I was about to say, this may sound like a stupid idea, but I think allies closer to home will be fine, just to, build up on our troops. Like, there are some allies that they need to siege in this area, and the others go with the main army of mine. This may sound like a stupid idea, but how about her? Isn't Lazarus already betrothed or something? I don't remember. Political concerns, that's against me, not Anatolia. Well, not this area. So, no Zoroastrian allies. Out of the question. You definitely say yes to that, so okay, more Armenian allies then. Well, this one also fresh off of a war. Again, my options are quite limited. Oh boy. So, let's start and just watch these packs go up. And then I'll figure out the rest. Is that it? Yeah. Again, just reloading. Crimea, Mesopotamia, Armenia, Thrace. Hey. Here's one. They do reside here. Okay, which one of you is the younger? Also political concerns because they're concerned about Anatolia as well. So I guess we found another ally. Got a good number of troops. Matter of fact, it's full. Okay, there you go. And that's another one signed. Still shopping around. Yeah, just last chance, alright? Again, fighting a holy war for the Aegean Islands. They're referring to this area here. It's currently besieging that area, yes. That's where his army is. He's over there. Oh, wait a minute. He's got allies. He's got backup. Maybe I should reconsider a possible alliance or just another next door. Not necessarily next door, but close to Anatolia. Low response. Yeah, I guess we have it. But again, he's at war, so he's gonna have to wait. But I guess the best bet we have now are the Armenians and Crimea. And don't forget about the ones down there in Ascalon. I'd like to make special plans for Lent. And at the same time, we ask for alliances, although not many of them are fond of me. But I will send them gifts as a way of, please, please help us. Because we are concerned about that giant enemy of ours. This is one of the reasons why I've been saving a lot of money for this. Hope I'm doing the right thing. Just wait a few moments. Is that everybody? Crimea and Thrace have yet to answer. There you go. Crimea. He declined? Crimea has declined for an alliance, and he's broken the pact. Oh well. It's the best I could do. So, get ready. Because he may not have the money, so he won't hire mercenaries, because he expelled the Jews, so he kind of handicapped himself a little. So he had economical trouble in his younger years. So it's about time for Assyria versus Anatolia to begin. Had to take a drink. So now, remember, the target will be Palmyra, home to the gemstones, Thrace, Mesopotamia, Ascalon, Ohrid, and Armenia. Some may come, some won't. And the reasons why they won't is because they're in other wars, which I could care less. I just rather wish them to finish their conflicts and come on to Asia Minor to put a stop to the Anatolians. Just a lot of politicking that I've been doing, and one would think it would hopefully be worth my while. just curious. It's like, hey, do any of the Zoroastrian Marzel bands, aka Counts, wish to have an alliance with me? Yeah, just a little. a little small reinforcement to back up the main army of ours. Okay. We're going to rally up here, and I have another trick in my sleeve. I'm going to raise the army. It'll cost 1,000 glory, which I have 5,000. So here's additional forces. And we're going to hire some warrior commanders, because as good as some of them, well, one commander, as good as some of them are, but we're going to get some better ones. So we have all the glory. We can get them all. Let's begin. I've interviewed several fighters of the Round Table in order to recruit someone to command my armies. My search has led me to Shamir, who looks skilled and agreed to fight under my banner. Shamir, volatile leader, and hunter. Well, he's an old man, so he shall retire, so he will replace. Next, you got Talma. He's a prime leader, loves to be the center of attention. Maybe I'll have to put myself in a flank if we want to utilize him, and I always have trouble leading the center. I guess he'll take up my spot, and we'll place the Zoroastrian Urbad. Adva, which she's one-eyed, also volatile leader. Replace the bishop. Merona, who's very good at fighting in the desert, which, luckily, Palmyra is desert region. Okay, how much? Bing, bing. Okay, we can have 2 more. I want to keep the siege leader. Should there ever be a time for sieging, we just have to switch our commanders to combat. And if this is the area that we're going to take, let's switch flank to siege leader fella. Nahor, coordinator. Oh yeah, you can definitely get those troops moving. You're a good man, but you have to go take care of your pet owl. Okay, 1 more. Barba Shimon, skirmisher leader and duelist. Alright, that's it. Got them all. I've spent all that glory. We are 11,000 strong, but I think we'll probably call for mercenaries for once. Yeah, we'll hire some. Think of the cheap. Yeah, give me the Rust Company. They're mostly light infantry, but some of them are heavy infantry and light cavalry. Plus, it's the best one as far as monthly cost is concerned, because they took all the good ones. Like the Arab and the Bedouin Company, where more troops, but they also cost less. So instead, we're gonna... Rust Company, there it is. Alright. Should be room for all of us in Nineveh. This is the last time I'm giving anyone money. Back us up. Right. Mesopotamia and Armenia should back us up. Ascalon, maybe. Or then Thrace can go do their own things because they're currently involved in other wars. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and forgive me, Father, for this bloodshed to come of two great kingdoms. That would be the fate of the Middle East. Yeah, you could send a small detachment of Zoroastrian troops to our way as a way of providing backup. She's having food poisoning. He is risen! Okay, come over here. Where's the Anatolian army? They're on their way. Unless they've split the troops where one does the siege. Well, they're all going this way. Matter of fact, that's what the spy master is for. Trying to take a freaking guess where they are. Okay, it's 2,000 strong here. I guess they are gonna get together. I'm sure the majority of the troops are still over there. So we'll have the advantage in taking Palmyra early before the big army comes. Well, yeah, I'll still train you, despite the fact that you're old, blind, and having the great pox, so I'll do what you gotta do. For now, don't put me on the flank. Where's the organizer guy? He needs to get them moving. And put her on here. And where's the... There it is. He can get these troops moving faster than I. Actually, scrap that. Don't go to Palmyra. Go to here. We may have to split the army soon. Oh. Gotten in their way. While the Thracians and the Aurelians are dealing over there in southern Italy. So they'll be a no help for now. But now we lost our backup because they got in the way of that army. Crossing the desert of Sinjar. I think we need to split those mercenary troops. Make them move down there. I didn't anticipate there would be this many Armenians. Her troops are lost, but don't worry, they'll come up. They're going to back us up. And the Zoroastrian Brigade. I don't know. What is the correct number for modern military terms of the size of nearly 500 troops? The Patriarch of the East excommunicated me? What? Am I not pious enough for you? Because of my sins? That is unacceptable. What do I have to do to get myself unexcommunicated? Declaration of repentance. This is a misunderstanding. We're in the middle of a great war here, and you've had the gall to excommunicate me. But I will issue a declaration of repentance. Just tell me, what do I gotta do to win you back? Well, the hunt for the rumored artifact has begun to slow down. The marshal warned me she has some valuable and promising leads, but investigate them, the search must venture into distant and inhospitable lands. She claims she needs more soldiers to attempt such a venture. Okay, we cannot miss this opportunity. We'll lose the levy size. We've already got all of our troops out there, so we'll do it. The king ashore of Syria. We've heard your passionate plea for forgiveness. We are certain you'll be eager to prove the sincerity of your repentance by devoting yourself to God by going on a pilgrimage as penance for my sins. Penance? Penance? I hope it doesn't last long, because they're over there. We can't really keep track of their movements all the time. Very well. After an uneventful journey, I finally arrive at the shrine. Kneeling before the altar, I pray Our Father before the Mass begins. I receive communion again for the first time in a long while. I'm finally readmitted into the Holy Church. Everyone is still talking about my sins. So yeah, this character's been forced to go on a pilgrimage as penance for committed sins. The sins are forgiven by the church, but not forgotten by the public. Oh boy. Hey, Mad-Eye, come over here. I'm trying to take this area. All grown up now, eh? And Abraham is an accomplished squire. I'm sure Mad-Eye should be the next squire, because, you know, gotta live up to that war hero's name. My moodiness and tendency to lash out at people was getting worse. I sleep too little, and I can't seem to stop worrying. This is a lot of pressure. And your training is complete. Even though he's a blind man and such. So far, so good. They lost a battle. The Anatolians are coming. Wait for it, wait for it. And here comes the Zoroastrian troops. Guess they must have got into trouble on the way. Or unless it's the supplies that they must have crossed through some inhospitable terrain. Alright, where are they? Put them here. Not yet sighted yet. Ah, I have an idea. Since, you know, allies can be seen. You know what? We're gonna use these Zoroastrians. You. Scout there. We're sending you on a mission. You will be our extra pair of eyes. Forget about linking up with the main army. Just keep going. You'll be our extra eyes in case of the Anatolians haven't arrived yet. And we don't care if you're a bat supply. Just go on. Oh, Oh, Asher, you must be an armchair general of sorts. Slow down a little while I check something personally in real life. Alright, find the Anatolians. Oh, you took them all? Head to Hama. I never thought that we're using Zoroastrians as the Persian Zoroastrian troops as cannon fodder. If we're using modern military terms here again. I don't know what is the medieval term. Before long it was called cannon fodder. But we're using them as scouts. Because I don't want to send my mercenaries out there. Maybe we could take Palmyra without a fight, even though I honestly would like to fight against them. Really? There's still nobody there. Okay, move to Sardis. Unless they're right behind us somehow. I'm just paranoid. But remember, we can't win the entire war of occupation without a fight. You're going to have to win at least one battle. A massive battle will come. Mercenaries move up. And we'll actually head to Telbashir. We need to stick together. Ah! Found it! Tell your Zoroastrian troops to come back here. Turn around. Well, as soon as you make Sardis, yep, now we know they're on their way. They did not defeat the pagans, but they're coming. There they are. Enemy sighted. Well, you gotta, well, hump it out now. Oh, boy. So it's gonna move into here. He's gonna make another count again, then, yeah. Likely battle will be at Telbashir, which will be mainly desert, which we can use that female commander who's good at desert fighting for this. Also, by the way, terrain-wise, yeah, we'll have the advantage when they cross the river. Let's go into N-tab. Don't get personally involved. They're not going to Telbashir. They're going to be heading to Edessa. Bastards! It's almost like they're baiting us. Well, Abraham, my son, I know there's greatness in you. I know you're going to be mad at me for this, but you know, it's only a way to make you better. I mean, will they really besiege Edessa? If so, then, god dang it, then we would have to fight in their terms. Nope, they're coming. One would think, yeah, he's smart. He knew it is the river, and when one would think he's too savvy for that. We're going to cross them. So wait for the movement to be locked in 5 days, April 15th. Then the Assyrian and Armenian troops will move in. The Zoroastrians will have to catch up. Well, I keep calling them Zoroastrians. Where are you from exactly? Tabaristan. Alright. Tabiristani. That's the nationality. Alright. Critical moment here. While we hold our ground here. Oh, Talma should be here. I'll go on one of the flanks. Mad-Eye is siege guy, so... Baba Shimon. He'll hold here. While the other more better commanders. And he has to get his troops moving. He'll be here on the 19th. No, the movement's locked on the 19th. The Assyrian army will arrive on the 22nd. Just hold on for a week. Here comes the pain. Now we have a divine strength and advantage of the desert. Oh, I made a bad call. Timid advance tactic. I'm a heavy infantry guy, but it's good for the pikemen, but not so much on heavy infantry, nor a little heavy cavalry. Well, they're going to be charging right at us, because the despot of Anatolia is he's doing generic skirmish. He's charging at him, and this one, overwhelming charge. Also, I have to see the remaining troops. Where is it composed on their flanks? As you can see here. Uh-huh. Okay. Back in the fight. Yeah, it's nice to know, but well, meanwhile, there's a big-ass war going on. He's overwhelmingly charging me. Flank is broken. Oh, we're still gritting our teeth for this. And where the hell are these Tabiristani troops? Just gang up on the center and help me. Bishop is passed. We're winning. Break them down. And of course we're going to have to get the hell out of this county, because there's no room for all of us. Whew. Okay, just one prisoner. Just one massive battle of the Assyrian-Anatolian War, and we did it. Although I didn't see the casualties. We lost 3,000, which one would say acceptable losses. And while we took out 7,000 of theirs, so we just destroyed half of their army. Although they're still capable and dangerous, but nonetheless, we're able to beat them back, at least for the time being. Okay. And the Tabaristan never participated in the battle, so... Wow. I never thought I would use them as scouts. But I did. It's the first time I've done that in the history of this game. Okay. Disband the mercenaries. And bring our boys home. So now you have the Count of Palmyra here. Which, you know, home of the gemstone mine. Honestly, I would have loved to revoke that title because he's Orthodox, but can't do that. Or, yes, I can. But do you really want to make other vassals mad? I mean, how are my other vassals? How do they view me? Assyrian used to be Baghdad. I can understand why he doesn't like me, because I beat him in the battle, and all that stuff. But as for everyone else, they're half and half on me. Some like me, some don't. And how much will this is opinion of other vassals? Minus 15. Screw it, do it. Probably the only time I would ever do that. Because I want Palmyra for myself. For more money. And you know, to celebrate this great victory, let's hold a grand tournament. And give me that money. Yeah, this will be a year of celebration, this 790, for the great victory over the Anatolians. And it's only a matter of time before we fight them in a war again. Whether he's going to attack us, or we attack them. I just did some good politicking, and good use of the troops. Oh, I forgot. Adventuring soldiers, so our levy size is going to be reduced for a while. I have to start swaying some folks. I mean, I'm done swaying with my wife, for all these reasons. I'll start swaying you. I mean, you seem a decent person. No, let it be. Oh my, lost his leg. If you can't win this war, well, you didn't win the war. And guess what? That would be hurting our moral authority. You are gonna help heresy spring up around here. Baba Shimon, the light infantry trickster, which I'm sure he got that during that big old battle in Tubashir. Third place. Second place, Yaza, the military tutor. Hell, how about you come to court? Well, he says no reason to move. Because I was about to say, why don't you be a military tutor for us? We could use you. And Shamir, the feeble. The feeble. Okay. He truly deserves it. Tisk, tisk, tisk. We're losing more holy wars than we were winning. Bastra. Ah, I see. One of the vassals. And look at that. He already got his troops up just like that. As well as whatever resources he controls. So we know who's direct vassal. What are the resources in areas he lives here? Silver mine, butchery and fishery, and steel furnace. Oh, and he took that territory too, which is also home to butchery and fishery. Modest incomes. I think inviting a Duke ahead to an activity we could do together would help us grow closer. But I'm not entirely sure what kind of activity I should suggest. What kind of guy are you? You went to stewardship? The festival in Nineveh might catch his fancy. You want a seat on the council? Well, yeah, I'll give it to him. Son-in-law? I'll accept, but it's to save prestige and I am not intervening. I ain't going over there, because I have no navy. And I'm in no mood of marching the army all the way over there. He thanked me for the invitation to the local vessel, but he cannot seem to find them to join. 105. Oh, and you're a homosexual, which is bad opinion for the Abrahamic religions. Keep that name. Attractive, don't it? Right. I did some thinking, knowing that I've accomplished a lot. We defeated the Anatolian, which was a single big threat to us, but he could still be strong. It's just I wanted to hurt his event spawn, but it's not going to stop him. Now he's going to be consolidating this territory now. Anybody want to assassinate him? Oh, yeah. He's Galokine, right? Yeah. Well, all the land is going to go to him. He's having diplomacy, education. We'll give it a shot. Stop that. And what else? I'm looking for mysticals. That's Greek word for spy master. Unless I must have missed it somewhere. No. Okay. And send a spy master to the capital in Tarsus. Is that de jure capital of Anatolia? Tarsus? No. That's in, where is the capital of Anatolia? Here. That's the de jure capital of Anatolia. I know what to build exactly. Anatolios. Yeah, Anatolios, the Anatolian. As if I've dealt enough with Anatolians as of late. He swung his weapon at me. He swung and a miss. My turn. Gotcha. Safe, timid attack. Counter it. Here's a swing. Declared a civil war for increased council power in that region. Unfortunate. let's be friends, alright? I think I know what to spend next, and I think it's about time. Start on March 10th. Remember that date, March 10th. No, we're not doing Lent. It's something else. Those great works. Cancel this ambition. Build a great work. King Ashur wants to build a glorious building of great prestige. So we build a great work to at least stage 2. Completing this ambition will result in an extra feature being built on my great work. Yes, I will build the first wonder of the world. But if you wonder about the wonders of ancient Assyria, I mean, yeah, there's the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, but I think the Hanging Gardens of Baghdad, one would think, is going to have to come at a later time. The reason I say Baghdad, because it contains the city of Hilla, which is where the ruins of Babylon reside. But up here, in Nineveh, in Mosul, so you could say, look, we made a lot of money, we expanded a good amount of territory, with more to come. Basra's not at war. I could care less about excommunication, but declared de jure claim on the areas of Basra. Okay, now I know the next conflict. But now, here in Nineveh, Mosul, this will be the... whoop, wrong screen. This will be the home... Let me see the great works, because I have one in mind. We will build the Great Library, a place to collect, store, and reproduce the great written works. It will allow me to find and use many books. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, a library? Why a library? For those, if any of you are familiar with the history of ancient Assyria, unless you're Assyrians yourselves while we're watching this, you may recall in the city of Nineveh, which was the capital of the later years of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, was the home of the Royal Library of Ashurbanipal. I believe that's how I say his name. He was the king of the Assyrian Empire. He was the king of Assyria, Babylonia, Kish, Sumer and Akkad, king of the universe, and yeah, he had a lot of titles, so he's pretty much equivalent of emperor in his time. So he had a royal library for himself, the Royal Library of Ashurbanipal. But now, since I kind of live up to his name, you know, Ashur, let's have our great library, but it would be the Library of Nineveh. So let's build it. It's going to last 25 years and 3 months, and the estimated completion date, if it's not interrupted by whatever reason, it will be complete on June 1st, 816. Remember, the year 816. Let's do it. Yes. Books are precious as the knowledge of things past and new are written in their pages. This beacon of knowledge will have the capacity to store thousands of books, and will have reading facilities. And these are the stuff you can build here, such as poetry and drama collection, for technology, culture technology spread. You got 2 for economy, 2 for military, a scribe room, keeper of the tomes minor title. Oh, the minor titles, right. I should give it to other people who are mad at me. I totally forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. And all the other little things, such as historical mural, great roads, watchtower network, a tower, hypo costs and heating pipes, road tolls, and a tavern, which might allow me to remove stress. Again, it has to be until 816. When that year comes, we can build all these things. But I doubt Ashur will live long enough to see his library finished. So yes, it's under construction, and it's going to take away some of that tax income. But I'm ready for the next war. We have to grab Basra. It's not only de jure part of Babylonia, but it's also the home, well, soon to be a home of another trade post, which I can. Oh wait, that's for merchant republics. But we own one here. I'll spend another, and then soon we'll build another Silk Road trade post in Basra. So that way we can have more money, and we'll use that as, well, we're using this Silk Road as a way of financing the great work. Give me a moment, because Basra is not at war. He's excommunicated, which is the second person that this man, the Patriarch of the East, you gotta say the full name, you can't just say Patriarch, but Patriarch of the East, has excommunicated me, and he's excommunicated this guy for Basra. But now this is a war about territory. So, de jure claim on Basra. I will spend 500 prestige for this. I could vassalize him or take everything. This sheik here, he's going to be our vassal. Let's go. We're going to have to move our rally point to Samara. No mercenaries this time. And don't bring any allies. Not even those guys from Tabaristan, which we used them as scouts. They didn't get into the fight. I was just amazed of this idea that I never implemented before in my past series. So we're ignoring this war over there in favor of this one more war, and after we finish this war, we will end this episode. And as you can see, look, great library. Honestly, every time I say the word library, I have a struggle saying that word, because sometimes it ends up by saying library, because that's what people in the southern United States pronounce it as. Much like how you say restaurant, while others say restaurant. Because I received word that she was making steady progress in search of the artifact. She believes she's closing on the end of the trail. She will soon be able to present the ancient relic to me in person. Excellent. Double excellent. Tomo can have the center. It's Plains territory, so don't bring her over here. He's skirmisher leader and trickster. We'll use him. Let's go. Bounty hunter against the mayor, the Cornish giant. Okay, but let me finish this war first. What if someone else gets him? Oh well. I'll look for someone else. Oh, the bounty. Son, you shall be the new squire. Madai, you are named after the great war hero. I think he's passed away. Is he really? Oh yeah, no, yep, he's passed. He died a natural death. He died earlier this year. Well, at least he served us in a great war against Anatolia. Well, don't worry, I named my son after you. I know he was mad at me at the end of his life, but he was a patriot to his country. We can't deny that. He salutes to the homeland, and we salute to him. And now we have to fight these guys. So far, so good. Well, since we are without Madai with his siege tactics, I guess, we are without, you know, good people that can help us besiege the area faster, unless you want to storm it. Abraham, my boy. Ah, he's shrewd-minded like me. Oh yeah, he will definitely be a worthy successor to Assyria. But remember, Madai is the heir to the kingdom of Babylonia. If I live long enough, and he becomes an accomplished squire, much like Abraham, then you got two great Assyrian kings ruling two kingdoms, even though we would rather have it stay united. And I'll find you a bride one day. Just don't get yourself a homosexual lover, because the church hates that. The son of Madai. Sure. It's a wonder. It's like, yeah, our Nestorian moral authority isn't as good because we're losing so many holy wars. Which reminds me, what about the Nestorian Persians? Are they gone? No, they're still around. They're just struggling. Which I can understand why. And it's unfortunate. But it's not my call to fight against the Zoroastrians. I would rather just, well, get this area. Ah, now I know a potential target for holy wars. It's the Muslims. And if we take that area, then we'll get closer to Jerusalem. And if we take Jerusalem from Anatolia, then moral authority will be up even more. Today I was approached by my son Abraham. Apparently he's concerned about my health and he thinks I'm becoming too frail and thin. If I keep eating so little, he says, I will soon no longer be able to wield a sword, pleasure the woman, or even just go out riding. Well, I like your son, but I know you don't like me. But you're my child, but unfortunately you're homosexual, but you're still my child. Maybe I should eat a bit more. He became deceitful. As in, like, he tricked me. I'm still a repentant pilgrim. I don't know how long it expires because it's part of the... My tutor. I have a tutor? Who is the tutor? Military tutor. Nobody. Well, he made him stressed. Whoever's teaching. We got one for administration. And it's the Baroness, apparently. Who else? Nobody else. Okay, as for war... Anyone else? Maybe I'll spend my money to look for one. So let's just finish this war, and this episode will be finished. We're going to cut it a little short. Abraham's advice was really the motivation that I needed to get back in shape. It's hard to adjust myself to a different diet at first, but I'm feeling much better, ready to take on whatever challenges the world might throw at me. I will have to throw on my old clothes. Too old. Bingo. I mean, yes, we're losing money because, well, was losing money. Oh, come on. Two things. One, we're financing this money to build a great work, and also the upkeep of this army. Wait for it. Finish the siege, and we'll beat these guys again. Got a crate of weapons and armor. Come on. Wait. 5 days. Get a move on. Wonder what's the Assyrian Neo-Aramaic word for, you know, move in military order-wise. Advance. That sort of thing. Actually, we're actually going to spend it, because we already have our good commanders. And he ain't that good anyways. So more military bonus for us. Now finish the siege. News from China. Now he's attacking those guys from way over there. While meanwhile, the Anatolian giants. Why haven't you still assassinated? I guess I'll have to open my purse for this. Okay. That is pure stress. And now you've got a ugly woman with an air lip. Oh man, that's unfortunate. And the Anatolian has expanded again. Now they cut us off. They took Bastra. Blast. Okay, you know what? Storm it. Finish it. Because it's 792, and then we would have to make one last consolidation war. I know who it is exactly. Marshall's finally returned from her travels, and she's brought her a small box containing a single finger bone. She assures me that it belonged to a saint, and that therefore it is most prestigious to possess it. Finding artifacts is what I pay her for. Give me that thing. It's a saint's finger bone. This little bone is said to come from a great saint. So yay, a little more piety, which is something that we're lacking these days. Yeah, that was a little... yeah. Again, we still have the troop numbers to take on what's left of them. Don't you worry about that. Finish it. We scored a big one. build a Silk Road trade post here. We can usurp the title, which I'm gonna have to give it to this guy since, you know, he's from here. He's a local and an Aristolian. Very well. I know you don't like me for many reasons, but don't worry, I'm gonna make you happy. The Duchy of Basra is yours. So, I guess we'll have to close the episode here. Yeah, most likely. I have to close this episode here. And the next episode, wait. Yeah, you're about 1 more year away. So you'll have to take this county, and then eventually we'll be fighting these, holy wars. You know, for Damascus, which would be a good gain as a way of eventually getting to Jerusalem. Rivalry war. Well, meanwhile, those guys up there still haven't finished their war. It's surprising. Yeah, I was looking at Bosnia for a little bit because it's the home of Donja Kraj. Oh, hold on, I got it backwards. The gold mine is in Donja Kraj. Donja Kraj, home of the gold mine. Bosnian gold. That's the only place that is closest to us of any nearby gold mines. So, one last check on the moral authority, which is still down, and I'm surprised there's yet to be a heresy popped up in our realm. Not even in Sakatra. Which, there's a kingdom down there. Or sultanate, excuse me. Well, now there's 2. So if you're going to be taking on, you know, the Sunni Muslims, then you're in for a challenge. So in the next episode, one last consolidation war to take this area, which has no resource, but there is a flax field, but that's for himself. I mean, if you personally control the domain, then you can get money from that resource. That's how it works. When we'll have to get that eventually to, you know, stop the border war within the future Assyrian Empire. So, don't worry, we have a bright future, and the library is still under construction, which again, it will be finished in 816, so we don't have to look back on it. So right now, it's been a pretty eventful episode. We can defeat the Anatolians if we have the right, you know, tactic. And for God's sakes, assassinate the madman. Yes, he's a lunatic. So, we'll see you in the next episode of Assyria, which things will finally settle down, the consolidation wars will go away, and advancements will continue. So now we'll start looking west to Syria and Jerusalem, referring to those areas. So until then, so long for now, and salute to the Assyrian homeland.